And a pleasant good evening to you and to yours, and welcome to the Brevard Sports Network for tonight's special presentation of FHSAA Class 4A Region 2 softball between the TAVARES Bulldogs and your Brevard County O'Galley Commodores. Good evening, everybody. I am Alan Slaughter-Zinski, in tonight's game I want to thank head coach Gabe Cartwright because it was Coach Gabe Cartwright tonight that made sure that this broadcast would be brought to you tonight. Which one are you looking for, Coach? Okay, 4 and 5. So they are going with the other pitcher. Okay, thank you very much, sir. That is important. All right, as we get set to start here, let's run you through the O'Galley Commodores infield and outfield real quick. It'll be Abby Latulip at third, Hannah Leach at short, Kendra Walden at second, Gabby Barrera with the big bat in the regional quarterfinals, 4 ribbies and a home run in that one at first. Ainsley Odell behind the plate, Spike Peckard in left, Evie Martin in center, Shyla Eppert in right, and on the mound is Jordan Stout as Jasmine Lawrence leads off. Lawrence, a 386 hitting, left-handed hitting senior, steps into the box to face Stout this season. And we'll tell you about Jordan here. First pitch offering is, can't see or hear. Strike one. The 0-1 is 0-2 from Stout, and she is quickly ahead. Stout this season, 7-4 with a 3.23 ERA. This is her 21st appearance of the year. She has 2 saves, 80 in the third innings pitched, 85 hits, 37 earned runs, 42 walks, 57 strikeouts. And teams are batting just 255 against her. And there's a ground ball up and over. That is Abby Latulip over to Gabby Barrera for out number 1 here as Bailey Rasmussen steps in. And Rasmussen .217 this year. This is, listen, I mean, with all due respect, Tavares is not a great hitting team. They're batting .239 as a team this year. And that's going to be strike one from Jordan Stout. .239 as a team. They are a plus run differential. And there's a ground ball to second baseman, and that is Walden up and over to Barrera for out number 2. So 2 ground outs, and that'll step in Emmy Paty. So Paty, a left-handed hitter as well. They got .239 as a team. They got 24 doubles, 8 triples, 4 home runs. They're slugging at .680. They got 32 stolen bases, have scored 123 runs, and are a plus 29 in run differential this season. That'll be outside 2-0. And the first time in the game that Stout has fallen behind. Emmy Lee, Kayla. And there's another ground ball to the second baseman, Walden, and easy peasy lemon squeezy. 1 to the third baseman, 2 to Kendra Walden, all over to Barrera. 3 up, 3 down. Back to tell you a little more about these two teams after the break right here on Brevard Sports Network. There's kind of a side-by-side comparison, if you will, of the two teams right there. But O'Gallie's coming to bat, so I'll get their statistics up on the screen here while they warm up. O'Gallie, they're hitting the cover off the ball this season. They're averaging 9 runs a game. The Commodores 354 as a team, 47 doubles, 8 triples, 12 home runs. On base percentage of 464, slugging 488. Their OBPS 952. They'll steal some bases on you too. They got 62 of those. They have 250 runs scored. They've allowed 110. That is a plus 140 run differential this season for the Commodores. And like I said, we want to thank head coach Gabe Carride, and we also want to thank the many, 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 many great sponsors across Brevard Sports Network, starting tonight with Jimmy Hula's. Jimmy Hula's tomorrow is Tuesday, so you know what that means, Craig Bailey? That's Taco Tuesday at Jimmy Hula's. What is today, Monday or Tuesday? Today is Taco Tuesday. I don't even know what day it is. Tomorrow, myself, Jackson, and Caleb will be live from Jimmy Hula's for a spring sports recap and spring football preview show. You don't want to miss that. Come on down to Jimmy Hula's and join us tomorrow night as Shyla Eppert, Spike Peckert, and Evie Martin step in to face Coach said that they were switching the pitcher, so I want to make sure I get this right. So they're switching. So Emmy Lee's going to pitch. So Emmy Lee is pitching, and that's who I had as the starter. Emmy's 2-2 this year with a 2.20 ERA. This is her 19th appearance this season, and 102 thirds innings pitched, 95 hits, 32 earned runs, 23 walks. She's averaging a little over a strikeout an inning. She has 133 of those, and teams are batting .233 against her. There's a ground ball slapped foul as Eppert runs it out down the right field line. It'll be Skylar York, Emma Patty, Riley Jackson from left to right for TAVARES, and it'll be Jasmine Lawrence. And over at shortstop now is going to be Kayla Enix. And it'll be Nina Earl and Alaya Cantu Lopez at first base. And Lee's battery mate behind the plate is Bailey Rasmussen tonight. Rasmussen and Emmy. And that's a walk. So a leadoff walk for Shyla Eppert. That'll bring up Spike Peckert. Oh, that's ball 3. So Peckert fooled us all. Didn't fool Craig Bailey, though. He gave me the 3. Bench reminding her. Shyla, it's 3-2. And there's a slapper. And the third baseman was playing that absolutely perfectly. And a nice job by Jasmine Lawrence to get Shyla Eppert. Now, Spike Peckert will step in. Peckert this season, a sophomore, batting .369 this year. 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run. She got 24 hits, and she scored 30 runs this year. And Peckert will look at strike 1. 0-1. One and one. Can't tell what it was. See what the scoreboard puts up. 1 and 2. He called that. It's a high strike right there. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Spike Peckert. Nobody on here in the bottom of the first inning. TAVARES went 1, 2, 3 in the top half of the first. And there's a ground ball, slapped foul down the right field line. Or, well, not the line, but I'll fix the score between innings. I know it says 7. I'll take care of that. Little mistake on my part. And Peckert takes, and 2 balls and 2 strikes now to the sophomore left fielder tonight, Spike. Very, very, very good softball player. Can virtually play anywhere you put her. And this is popped up and out of play off the net. Stays 2-2. The winner of this advances to the regional finals. And they'll play the winner of Lake Region, as that ball is also fouled out of play. Lake Region and Lake Wales. So a couple of lakes doing battle tonight. And that is, let me make sure she gets there. Yep, ball 4. As Peckert, with a good at-bat, draws a walk. Stepping up is Evie Martin. And that ball is driven into the gap and around second on her way to third, and she is being held up as the outfield gets the ball in. Runners at second and third as Evie Martin continues to come up big for the O'Galley Commodores. She absolutely crushed that one into the gap. Maybe she hit it too hard. Because they were able to get to it pretty quick. As Jordan Stout steps in. Stout with a chance here to really give her team a big lead, and Stout will do just that. And they're going to, they're going to hold up Martin. They threw the ball away, and Martin will score. And down to third base goes Jordan Stout. So a single and a double and single and an error sends Stout to third, and scores 2 O'Galley runs. And just as they did, and their 11-0 win over Citrus, they start fast here with 2 in the bottom of the first against TAVARES and lead it 2-0. Still just 1 out with Gabby Barrera up, and Barrera has been on a tear, and it continues as she drops one into left field. That is Barrera's 5th RBI in the past 2 games, and it's 3-0 O'Galley. And Izzy Gamble, the DP, steps in. First pitch, when you're hot, you're hot. And Barrera is certainly that, and she went the other way with that one. 3-0 Commodores. They sent 12 batters to the plate in the first inning against Citrus. High, 1-1. That'll get away, and down to second base will go Barrera. So Barrera down to second. Runner in scoring position. Still just 1 out in the inning. Swing and a miss, gets away again. Barrero will go down to third. So 2 strikes now on Izzy. Izzy usually shows out when we're here, so I expect a big hit. And Izzy will go down on strikes. You don't see that often. 2 outs. As Emmy Lee just rears back and lets it go for a big strikeout, another strikeout for her, and a big one there. As Abby LaTulip steps in. LaTulip, 371 this year. And LaTulip, first pitch swing and pops it up. And the shortstop, who was going to be the pitcher, hangs on, but not before the Commodores score 2 runs and or 3 runs. Check that. I'm sorry, 3 runs in the game in the first inning, and stake Jordan Stout to a 3-0 lead as we head to the top of inning number 2. All right, top of the second inning underway, and Stout fires in. Strike 1. And that'll be low for a ball. Top of the second inning, it'll be Emmy Lee, Kayla Enix, and Elia Cantu Lopez for the Tavares Bulldogs. And that pitch, yeah, look at this. That's the 3rd straight ball to Kendra Walden at second base, going back to top of the first. And she's 3 for 3, and that's a good thing if you're an O'Galley fan, because that's 3 outs. First one here in the top of the second brings up Kayla Enix. And Enix swings over the top of a Jordan Stout fastball. Strike 1. Spring football coming up this week for you, too, on Brevard Sports Network. Wednesday, Melbourne will be on the network. And on Friday, we got Rockledge, and I'll be at the Jamboree at Melbourne Central Catholic with Palm Bay and Cocoa Beach. Upstairs, she held up, and it's 1-2. 3-0. 3 first inning runs for the Commodores as they look to advance back to the regional finals. Swing and a miss. That is the first strikeout of the night for Jordan Stout, and that'll bring up Elia Cantu Lopez. Cantu Lopez this year, 233 hitter. 2 outs already here in top of the second. Fouled off. 1-1. Yes, indeed. 1-2 now. The 1-2 on its way. Fouled back to the screen. Little dribbler down to third, but foul. Once again, we want to thank Jimmy Houlis for supporting student athletes all across Brevard County. Go on down there tonight and get you some tacos for Taco Tuesday. And that is strike 3 looking for the final out of the top of the second inning. 6 up, 6 down. Go to the bottom of the second. Commodores already feel like they're in command. 3-0. Okay, welcome back here to Commodore Stadium, where the Lady Commodore softball team occupies the only spring sport besides football still going. Emmy Lee's first pitch off. We're going to be 8-9-1. Hannah Leach leads off. It'll be Hannah Leach, Ainsley Odell, and back to the top of the order with Shyla Eppert. Leach, 333 hitter this year. Odell, 347. And that's your 8-9. And that is a line drive right to Enix for out number 1. Good piece of hitting, but positioned perfectly was the shortstop. 1 out. As Ainsley Odell steps in, the West Florida commit. One and 0 to Odell. TAVARES 13-8 this season, a victory over Vanguard in the regional quarters, a team that beat them a few days before. That's trouble, and that's going to drop. And Ainsley Odell with a single. Looks like a line drive in the scorebook, and that'll bring up Shyla Eppert. Eppert grounded out her last time up to the third baseman, who was positioned perfectly. I was going to move the camera, but I'm like, wait a minute, you're right there. 1-0 to Eppert. Be 2-0. And see, we had a pinch runner in there for the catcher, which makes sense. We do plan to go, if it's Lake Region, pinch runner is Hope Rodriguez. So Hope Rodriguez is your pinch runner at first. We do plan to go to Lake Region. Oh, what a play. And that's going to double them off. So a line drive double play. Nice piece of hitting off the bat, but it is hit right to Jasmine Lawrence, who had the wherewithal to get it over to Alaya Cantu Lopez for the second and third out of the inning. So that'll end it. Essentially 3 up, 3 down. Back with the top of the third. O'Gallie on top, 3-0. BSN would like to thank another fantastic sponsor of ours, Chrissy Lindback, real estate expert. She does it all. As Jordan Stout will start off. Nina Earl with a strike. It'll be Nina Earl, Kendra West, Skylar York, and back to the top of the lineup. So far, 6 up, 6 down for Tavares, and that is strike 2. Fouled. Just like the very top. Like you see from here there. 0-2. Ball 1, 1-2. Stout struck out the last 2 batters in the top of the second. One swinging, one looking. 1-2. She wanted it, but laid off of it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And there's a hard ground ball over to Leach, who gets it over to first. And that is 1 out here as Kendall West will step in. Nice play. Commodores do a terrific job fielding the baseball. The softball, I should say. They come in with just 48 errors this year. That's a .939 fielding percentage. And there's a slow roller down to the shortstop, Leach again, and that's 2 to Leach and 2 outs. So we've had 7 ground ball outs. 3 of them to LaTulip, 2 of them to Leach, and 1 of them, or 1 to LaTulip. 3 to Walden, and now 2 to Hannah Leach. And the first pitch to the number 9 hitter, Skylar York, is a ball. And that is easy as it comes there for Gabby Barrera. So Barrera, the only infielder not to have fielded a ball in this game. Yeah, put a check. If you had that on your bingo card, you got bingo because they all got it by the third inning. So that'll end it. 9 up, 9 down so far for Tavares. On to the bottom of inning number 3, and it's 3-0 O'Galley. Spike Peckard steps in. It'll be Spike Peckard, Evie Martin, and Jordan Stout. 2, 3, 4 due up for the Commodores here in the bottom of the third. Peckard's first pitch is a ground ball through the second baseman. She bobbled it. And there is the other side of the equation. Is Tavares has committed quite a few errors this season as Peckard will reach on an error to the second baseman. Tavares has committed 53 errors for a .912 fielding percentage. You want to be somewhere about .930 and above in softball, high school. .950, .959 and above, .960 is really good. And there's a shot that's going to drop down for a base hit. Peckard down to second. Commodore's doing a lot of first pitch swinging. And Evie Martin has swung at 2 pitches tonight, and she's got a single and a double. As Jordan Stout steps in. And here go the Commodores. Upstairs, ball 1. And that is a strike foul, I guess. 1-1 as Coach Gabe calls out the numbers. And Stout pops this one up and out of play. Onto Apollo. Mr. Folston over here is like, no, I'm coming equipped. Upstairs gets away, and both runners will advance to second and the third. And so now first base open for Stout. And she now shows bunt with the 2-2 pitch. She'll pull back and swing. She does, and fouls this off the back of the metal fence. And it'll stay 2-2. As Gamble leads the 2-2 charge, Chopper checks the runner over to first. Nice play there by Emmy Lee, and that's 2 outs. Gabby Barrera now steps up. And Barrera with a single her last time up. Barrera was also first pitch swinging her last time up. So let's see if she does that again as well. Don't be surprised to see Gabby plant this ball over on the football field. She gets a good pitch, and she does, and that's foul down the left field line. And she was swinging at it again there, and it's 0-1. I mean, I love the philosophy of swinging at the first pitch. And now it's 0-2. I mean, because a lot of times pitchers want to get ahead in the count, and they're going to make it the best pitch of the AB. I watch major leaguers who, like an Adley Rutschman, who constantly takes that first pitch. Don't know if you saw the latest breaking news, but Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred today made the announcement that Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson and 16 others are now reinstated to Major League Baseball and will be eligible for Hall of Fame enshrinement. The 0-2. And there's a hard ground ball, backhanded. I don't think she's going to be able to make the play. She won't. And Barrera, that's a great stop to prevent 2 runs. Barrera with an infield single, runners at first and third. Commodores lead it 4-0 as Izzy Gamble steps up. Or no. Nope, we got a pinch hitter for Izzy. It's going to be Ava Tepley. Ava Tepley is going to step in for Izzy. Yeah, Rose and Shoeless Joe in the hall. A lot of people asked me as the meeting what my opinion was on that. And I saw a documentary on Cinemax or HBO, wherever it was, a 4-part series on Pete Rose. And prior to watching that documentary and then digging into my own research, I always believed Pete Rose belonged to be in the Hall of Fame prior to his death. But after watching that documentary and then going through and doing my own research, and I lived in Cincinnati for 2 years, and even making some calls to some people I know out there, I agreed with Major League Baseball's decision not to put him in until after his death. I always knew and felt Rose's death would change the approach. Like a lifetime ban has to end when somebody passes. So, I figured Rob Manfred would do that eventually, and he's done it. But I don't think Pete Rose deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. Now, a lot of people say the atrocities he committed, he didn't commit as a player, he committed as a manager. But that's nitpicking. And down the second goes Barrera, and they cut the throw. Are his numbers Hall of Fame worthy? Absolutely. No question about it. But is he as a man, his character, and everything he stood for? I don't know. You be the judge. I'll say this about Pete Rose. I wouldn't want a son like Pete Rose. You got a shirt in the car. It's unlocked. And that ball bounces off the top of our booth. Just one out here in the bottom of the third inning. 1 run in as Ava Tepley lifts one to center field. This will score another run. And tagging on the play with the 5th run is Evie Martin. And that is 2 outs as Tepley gets the sacrifice RBI. Abby LaTulip steps in. And LaTulip looks at an off-speed pitch from Lee that breaks in for strike one. 4-0, bottom of the third. Commodores moving right along here. Swing over the top and a miss by LaTulip, who popped out to the shortstop her last time up. 0-2. Skylar York, Emma Patty, and Riley Jackson from left to right. Lawrence Lee, or not Lee, Lee's in the circle. Enix, Earl, and Cantu Lopez from third to first. And Bailey Rasmussen behind the plate as the throw down to second will not get. Gabby Barrera. Inside, gets away. Now Barrera will easily take third base. So a runner at third now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. With 1 run in. And number 14 at the plate in Abby LaTulip. Pitch. And LaTulip lifts one. Is it going to be trouble? No. Skylar York hauls it in for the third and final out. That'll end the third. The Commodores pick up 1 more. We go to the top of the fourth, 5-0. All right, welcome back to the top of the fourth inning, back to the top of the order, and Jasmine Lawrence, Bailey Rasmussen, and Emma Patty. As Lawrence lays down a bunt, she'll be safe, and she'll end the no-hitter on a bunt. Hate that, but good for her. I mean, it's a smart play. It's softball, but I hate when no-hitters end on bunts. And that one will right there. Nice bunt by, I mean, she put it perfectly. Perfect bunt. And that's the first hit of the game for Tavares. Oh, they got her. What a throw from Ainsley Odell. Odell says, "You want a bunt?" And throws her out at second. What a absolute rocket from Ainsley Odell. Love the response by O'Galley on that. And now Bailey Rasmussen, who tried to bunt. What a throw. I think when she heard it, I mean, and let me tell you something. Jasmine Lawrence is a heck of an athlete. She got a great jump on that. I mean, I thought that base was stolen easy. And Ainsley Odell said, 2-1 now to Rasmussen, who will look at strike 2. She's not happy, but Rasmussen's not very tall. And so it's a very limited strike zone with Bailey up there. So Jordan Stout. So she grounded out last time up to the second base. She's going to strike out swinging this time. So 2 up, 2 down. So while the no-hitter is over on the great bunt by Jasmine Lawrence, Stout still on track to face, well, just 21. Emma Patty, who grounded out to Kendra Walden. She was one of 3 Bulldogs to ground out to Kendra Walden in a row from the bottom of the first to start the top of the second. I want to thank Ubrazati. You can zoom in just a touch. Just there you go. No balls and 2 strikes. Make it 0-3 as Emma Patty goes window shopping to end the inning. 3 up, and yes, thanks to the throwout by Ainsley Odell, 3 down. We're going to the bottom of inning number 4, 5-0 O'Galley. All right, we got a new pitcher in the game for the Tavares Bulldogs. And it is going to be Kayla Enix. She'll slide a few feet down from the shortstop position. Emmy Lee will back up to the shortstop position. And it'll be Hannah Leach, Ainsley Odell, and Shayla Eppert do up this inning. And for the young lady this season, Enix now on the mound. She's pitched 32 innings so far this year, 34 innings, 34 and a third. And there's a base hit, and that is scooped up by the center fielder, Patty. And on with a leadoff single is Hannah Leach. Enix, 4.28 ERA. She's 0-1, 34 and a third innings, 61 hits, 31 runs, 21 of them earned, 6 walks, 12 strikeouts. Teams are batting .427 against her. And that'll jump a little bit thanks to the base hit by Hannah Leach. And here is Ainsley Odell, who arm will be launched by SpaceX tomorrow. And this one is nice catch out there by Emma Patty. Nearly doubled off Hannah Leach. But I'll tell you what, poor Ainsley can't catch a break there. And that's 1 out as Shayla Eppert steps up. Remember, Eppert was first pitch swinging in the first, second, and now here she is back up in the fourth. She popped out at the third baseman her last time up and grounded out to the third baseman her first time up. So let's see if she, A, first pitch swings, and let's see, B, she pulls the ball to the left side of the field again. She does first pitch swing. She does go to the left side, this time to shortstop Emmy Lee for out number 2. And Spike Peckard steps in. Spike has reached on a walk and an error and scored 2 of the 5 Commodore runs tonight. as the old 1-4-1 is called. You know, the 1-4-1. Run it. Run it like you know it. Right? 1-0 to Spike Beckert. I don't know what he called there. 2-0. I was going to say it's got to be a strike or a ball, and it was 2-0. She shows bunt. Oh, there you go. Pitcher turns, fires, throws it away, down to third base. She was going to be out, so that's an error. So Peckert will reach on the second consecutive error. This one by the third baseman. So Hannah Leach goes to third, and Evie Martin steps in. Talk about first pitch smashing balls. That'd be Evie Martin. Evie has also reached twice, a double and a single, and she has also scored 2 times. And Peckert, on a catcher's indifference, will take second base. So there's if Evie Martin can just continue up her hot hitting, and this is going back a couple games now. There's a hard ground ball, first baseman. She's hustling down the line, and no, that's an infield hit by Evie Martin, and she will collect another RBI. And good play by the first baseman over there, Aaliyah Cantu Lopez, but just the base paths are shorter, so not much you can do there. Jordan Stout steps in. Jordan with a base hit and a run scored and a ground out. Her last time up to the pitcher, I'm sure Evie Martin will be taken off. She is. Ground ball to shortstop, up and over to first, and that will end the inning. But the Commodores add another, and we go to the top of the fifth. 6-0. O'Gallie in charge. Getting along quite quickly in this one, and big reason for that is 12 up and 12 down for Tavares. Now, they did get a runner on last inning, but that runner was thrown out trying to steal second for some reason. You need base runners. I'm not sure why you would steal, but Emmy Lee steps in. Pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Or no, Stout snags it, and Stout will throw out Lee as Kayla Enoch steps in. Enoch, the pitcher, struck out looking her last time up. Now, in defense, it could have been a hit and run, play. And that hits her. So that's an HBP. That is the first free pass of any kind issued by the Commodores. As Ainsley Odell says, don't worry, I got it. Coach is telling Kayla Enoch. I don't know if they're that. Do they pinch run for their pitchers? I don't know. But Aaliyah Cantu Lopez steps up. Cantu Lopez struck out looking. She's going to square the bunt. Oh, that's a beaut, Clark. And they will throw her out. Nice sacrifice there by Cantu Lopez as Izzy Gamble heads to the bullpen. Down the second goes Kayla Enix, and it's 2 outs. I got to say, I don't understand that either. I think you got to try to go station to station here. Maybe work with, if you got, you're at that part of the lineup where, well, there's a ground ball backhanded beautifully by Walden, and that will end the inning. Kendra Walden with a backhanded web gem, and we go to the bottom of the fifth. O'Galley, 6-0. Four runs will end it. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Gabby Barrera, Izzy Gant. Well, Izzy's not going to bat to be Ava Tepley, and Abby LaTulip as Barrera, the batting machine, steps in. Upstairs, ball one. Gabby Barrera has been tearing the cover off the softball the last 2 games. 4 RBIs in the regional quarterfinals. Another one here tonight. And, oh my, Barrera. The other way for a base hit. Bring it up. Ava Tepley. Tepley singled her last time up. Are you good? 6-0 Commodores on top. And like I said, 4 can end this. And I don't say that as any disrespect meant towards Tavares. I'm just saying O'Galley's capable of putting 4 up like that. And I'll tell you what, O'Galley's got very good pitching. But what is going to get O'Galley to the Final Four are these bats. And uh-oh. Oh, she bobbled it. And that's going to be an error. And that's the 3rd error of the game by Tavares. And that was Gabby Barrera. Or no, that was Ava Tepley. I'm sorry. I'm all thrown off because of. All right. I got it. So that's an E4. Down to second goes Stout. No, what did I do here? That was Ava Tepley. Tepley reached E4. I didn't put down Gabby's error. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm ready. So Abby LaTulip, I believe, is up. You got that rocket ready? I was asking Izzy if she had her arm ready to go. She does, apparently. I'm kidding her about the rocket part because she's an off-speed pitcher. But I'll tell you the thing she does, she throws strikes, man. Yep, I'm back on track. Abby LaTulip steps in. Abby tonight popped out twice, once to the left fielder and back in the first inning to the shortstop. And LaTulip will look at a strike blossom across the plate. Huh?
Never heard you use that one before.
Yeah, I saved it for the regionals. And that is grounded foul. So LaTulip puts herself a little deeper in the dirt in an 0-2 hole. Six nothing. Commodores on top, bottom of the fifth. 2 on, nobody out. Pitch. And down the left field line, but foul. Nice job by LaTulip to wait on that pitch there. She fouled it off, but LaTulip with a shot in the left field, and that gets past the left fielder. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. LaTulip on her way to third to throw, and LaTulip gets under the tag at third, and that is a 2 RBI triple for Abby LaTulip, and it's 8-0. LaTulip must have slid under the tag there because the throw definitely beat her. And now 1 run at third base. And the walk-off game finishing run at the plate as the Commodores look to end it in the 5th inning in 2 straight games. Hannah Leach drops one into center field, and 9-0 as LaTulip touches up. And Leach, back-to-back now, she has reached. And Ainsley Odell will step up. And Ainsley's capable of 1 swing ending it. And this ball is lifted into center field, but Emma Patty has been there all night, and she is again as Odell flies out to her for the 2nd consecutive AB. And back to the top of the lineup with Shyla Eppert. Eppert, a pop out to the shortstop, a pop out to the third baseman, a ground out to the third baseman, all first pitch swinging. See if she does it again. She'll take that one because that was outside. You okay?
Yep.
All right. 1-0. 9-0. Next run, and it's over. Ground ball down to the shortstop. 1, and they won't get the second. So 2 outs now as Leach will go 6-4. And Eppert will reach on a fielder's choice, bringing up Spike Peckert. Peckert with a home run this year. I only say that to say what I said before. Peckert. And down to second base. There's the throw. Bounce throw. Won't get Shyla Eppert. And now the walk-off run to end the game is now at second base. And you better believe Cartwright will send her if the ball is shot into center field. Eppert's got speed. Gets away, and Eppert's going to take third. And now the walk-off run is at third. So Spike Peckert only needs a base hit to end this game. The on-deck hitter is Evie Martin. 9-0, O'Galley here in the bottom of the fifth. The pitch to Peckert will miss, and it's 3-0. Evie Martin, who is 3 for 3, would be next. Peckert ends it. Fair ball, and the Commodores walk it off on a Spike Peckert double down the line. That's it. It's 10-0. As Spike Peckert's double scores the 10th run of the game, and for the second straight game, O'Galley ends it in the fifth inning as they win it 10-0. The winning pitcher, Jordan Stout. Multiple players of the game, but Evie Martin tonight with quite a performance by her. A double, 2 singles tonight. Evie Martin. We had Hannah Leach with a couple of singles tonight. Multiple 2-hit performances in this one tonight. That'll end it. Stay tuned. We're going to need a sponsor to get over to Lake Region. So reach out to me if you want to watch O'Galley go play in the regional semifinals against Lake Region. Once again, the final score, the O'Galley Commodores, change it, walk it off in 5 innings, 10-0 over the TAVARES Bulldogs. And we'll see you tomorrow night from Jimmy Houlis, myself, Caleb, and Jackson as we recap the spring sports season. As get Josh. You got Josh? Josh with a cartwheel, with 2 cartwheels, with 3 cartwheels, with 4 cartwheels, with 5, 6. He's going to do 10, isn't he? 8, 9, 10. Can Josh stand up? My man! How about Josh with the 10 cartwheel effort tonight? Josh with a great job there. Glad you were able to see that right here on Brevard Sports Network. So once again, your final score, the Commodores will face either Lake Wales or Lake Region in the regional finals. If it's Lake Wales, it's here. If it's Lake Region, it's there. You know where to get your information. The number one source for prep and youth sports on the Space Coast right here on Brevard Sports Network. I want to thank Athletic Director Todd O's and, of course, head coach Gabe Cartwright. For Caleb Brown, I'm Alan Slaughterzinski. The Commodores, 10. TAVARES, nothing. On to the regional